Today, we will be exploring input and output data using JavaScript. So, let me show you the final app. So, this is my final app. Basically, this will be adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing two numbers. So, let's try. The first number can be 12, the second number can be 2. So, if you're going to add it, it should be 14. If you subtract it, it should be 10. If you multiply, it should be 24. And if you divide it, the answer should be 6. Hey guys, welcome back to Samanta's Coding Factory. Today we will be exploring data input and output using JavaScript and make a basic web app. So, as I've already shown you how it works, let's move on to the code. In the starting, we'll be writing doc type HTML. So basically start the angle bracket, you add exclamation mark, and with capital letters you write doc type, then space, and in small letters you write HTML, and then close the angle bracket. Then in line number 2, we're going to write HTML. So this is how we start a tag and end a tag. Basically, for HTML tag, we start the angle bracket, we write HTML in small letters, we close the angle bracket, and then we write whatever we need to write inside, like the head tag or the title tag over here, and at the end, you just close it like this. Start the angle bracket, you add a slash, then you write HTML again in small letters, and then you basically close the angle tag. This is the deal for all the tags. So if you don't write HTML over here and if you write head, it will be the same thing. Also, if you see, whenever I'm writing over here, it moves over here as well. So now, so you write the HTML tag, and at the end, if you see, this is where the HTML tag ends. Then in the third line, we open the head tag. Now the head tag ends over here. So basically, under the head tag, there's only one title tag. As the name suggests, a title tag is basically the title. You can give your web app any name, but as we're creating a calculator, I'll name it calculator. After the head tag ends, we're going to open one more tag and write body in it. Then the body ends just before HTML at the end of the code. At the end of the code over here. Now, after body, we're going to write a div tag. The div tag ends over here. So basically, this is inside the div tag. So as you can see, the first number basically coming to the output screen. This is the whole line is for this div. So basically, a div tag defines a division or a section in HTML document. So now we write first number as the text over here. As the text over here. Then you open an angle bracket, you write input, you write type equals to, in double quotes you write number, and then the class equals to, and then double quotes again, iBox, ID equals to first number in double quotes. So basically what is, so the input basically lets you write text input, and type number equals to that you cannot write any alphabets in here. So if you just write anything, as you can see, nothing is coming. And if you write words over here, you'll be able to write words over here. Then the class equals to iBox. So basically class is an ID for both of these, for like a lot of elements which you're adding in your HTML or your web app. So the class iBox will be the same for both of these. Then the ID is its own ID. Okay, so before we go any further, let me tell you the full form of HTML. It is Hypertext Markup Language. Okay, coming back to the code. What we can do is that we can copy paste this whole div tag and paste it after our first div tag for the first number ends. So this is basically how it will look like. This is for the second div tag, so we have to change a few things. So basically you open a div tag, you write second number, you open a input type equals to, in double quotes, number, class equals to iBox. As I've told you, iBox is a class for both of these. Then you write an ID that equals to second number, no. Then you just close this div tag. Coming below, you write input over here, input type equals to button, ID equals to, in double quotes, button 1, value equals to addition. As you can already see, it is creating a button for addition, and this is basically the code. On click add. So we'll be writing this function in JavaScript, which you'll be seeing in the next video. So then you copy paste the same thing 4 times for input equals to type equals to button, ID button 2, value equals to subtraction, on click equals to, in double quotes, sub, open a parenthesis, closes parenthesis, then you close the angular bracket. So what we are doing over here is called an attribute, because we are writing it under the angular brackets. We're writing it exactly after input. Otherwise, if you see, we write it after we close the angular bracket over there. So yeah, we just copy paste it for all of these. So over here we make it button, the ID we make it button 2, value will be subtraction, sub, we have already seen that. Then we'll come to button number 3, so we change the ID to number 3. Button number 3, the value will be multiplication, on click, multiply. Then input type equals to, we write the same thing in ID, we change it to button 4, value will be division, on click, divide. Then over here, as you can see, we close the body tag, we close the HTML tag. Now coming to CSS, we don't write a lot of things in for this code, we're not writing a lot of things in CSS. So we write body, then with a curly bracket open, we write text line left. You can also make it center. So this is how it will look then. It comes in the center. You can save this code to be like this. Then dot iBox, we're writing a dot because iBox is a class, if you remember, for both of these text inputs. So we do the same thing, we open a curly bracket and we write all of these things under the curly bracket. So width equals to width colon 200 pixel, semicolon, background equals to color in semicolon, okay, sorry, colon, light sea green. We can also change the color to be like anything. So we can to be light blue or light coral. Let's just, okay, light cyan. So this is how it will look. Then margin left colon 10 pixel, and then you just end it with a semicolon and you close the bracket, the curly bracket. This is it for Samanta's Coding Factory. Today we have made a calculator. So basically this video is going to be a two-part video because we still have to work on our JavaScript. Basically, JavaScript will have all the functions which we have written, like sub function, which is subtracting, multiplying, dividing, adding, and subtracting. So see you in the next video. Bye.